Hello YouTube, welcome back to Nutkin Farm. Well, it's still in the big wet. There's been a little bit of a break in the rain as of about 13 December 2020. There was a lot of rain in the past 2 days. The BOM usually comes out with its rain measurements taken at 9 AM every morning for the previous 24 hours. Rosebank had 98 millimetres in the 24 hours to the 13th of December. Haven't got this morning's stats, but the stats for the Maclean's Ridges Bureau measuring station are in, and they had 114 millimetres last night, and I imagine Rosebank probably got about something similar to that. So working estimate, 200 mils in 2 days, and I'm here down at the lake, down at my dam, and you can see the overflow outfall. Every so often this happens, and I was warned this would happen. A couple of times a year there'll be a big rain event, and the outflow, which is normally a trickle, becomes a bit of a flood, and you may be able to hear off in the distance the sound of my waterfall, which I don't dare go down. Now, there's been a bit of a minor disaster in that the two ocean kayaks that were by the shore here looks like they've slid into the water as a result of the rain and slid down the river. I know this because off in the distance I can just see one of the paddles, or both of the paddles in fact. One's stuck on the edge of the waterfall and the other's stuck by the river. Now, it's not something where I can really go after them by myself. It's a bit too dangerous to do that kind of thing myself, and while I would hate to lose those kayaks, it's nothing compared to personal safety. So those things are going to stay where they are for the moment, and I will deal with them when the water subsides and we get something a little more normal. However, I came out to sort of see how things were. You know, the ground is wet. I wouldn't say it's sodden. It's sort of firm to tread on, so it's clearly absorbed a lot of water as well as run a fair bit of it off. I'll jump on the quad bike in a sec, which is why I've got my head camera on, and we'll go take a look a bit further on. Two waterways leading into my dam. They both flow all the time anyway, but that's usually with volcanic spring water. You get a lot more from actual rain sources when there is a rain event, and we'll see some of that up ahead here. One of the creeks here suffered a lot of wash. You can see it's actually washed over the crossing that we've got. You can see from all that sort of flattened grass. There's a bit of a waterfall going on, which is nice, and it's coming out the other end. Okay, I guess I'm happy that crossing hasn't been washed off, but the pipe that leads under that crossing is probably a bit low capacity. Head up to check my MCT1 block out. Driving through block 7 at the moment. There's some nuts on the trees. They're not big in places, so they've still got some sizing to do. Traditional wisdom says, you know, by the end of December the nuts won't get any bigger, but we'll see, because we've had this delayed rain event and the nuts might sort of size up a bit more in response to that. Going through block 6 and up to the trial MCT1 plot. And here we go. It's not waterlogged at all. And in fact, you can't see terribly much of those manure pellets I put down. You know, they were coating the ground fairly thickly 2 days ago when I put them down. And that darkened area you see around the plants, the dark related to the red soil, is in fact those pellets. So they look like they've broken down fairly well. They don't appear to have washed away at all. That actually seems pretty good. The soil is still sort of firm underneath. It still feels like it could absorb more moisture, which is perhaps fortunate in that we're going to get some fairly soon, and it won't be too long before the ground is in fact saturated and not holding more water. Don't think we've reached that level yet though. So there it is, day 2, or you could call it day 3 of the big wet, and probably a bit more to come. I'm going to go transplant a bit of pinto peanut while the soil is in this nice state and before it rains on me again. I hope you're battening down the hatches if you're in the Northern Rivers, because we're going to get some more. And if you're watching this in Sydney, like some of my friends are, it's coming your way too. Anyway, thanks for watching today. See you later.